Ethical Light and Love crew. I asked Spirit, hitting a roadblock. Paperwork is paperwork. It's not even like a big freaking deal. However, let me go ahead and I was just gonna like kind of sit grounded a little bit. Let me see if I can just kind of modify this a little bit. Okay, so this is where we're at. Okay, so I was going to ask Spirit. All right, I took a peek at what was going on over here. So, like paperwork is paperwork. We freaking know that. We've simplified that. Fine, cool. However, like as I swallowed that, knowing that there might be some roadblocks, well, the might be's came to fruition. In fact, the last time I went outside just to like check up on things once more, I got a couple of mosquito bites. So like there are people who are listening who are definitely like just trying to come to the challenge thing. So that is like also a subtle reminder for me to quiet down on certain blessings that are just like super duper duper wonderful, that most would take for granted, including those like that are opposed with our journey. And so I thought I was just going to file paperwork that was kind of missing. I already served the paperwork, and it was just a matter of like I told you, you can't group the documents together and say, hey, can this be filed? Even if it has the formal sheet, it has to be broken down. And so I was trying to correct and fix that. But like three or four times they've all been denied. And here I'm like, okay, so I have to call and find out what's going on. I call and find out 30 minutes later, I'm still on hold, and I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here. So I don't know whether or not my evidence is going to be admitted or anything of that sort. So I don't know whether or not I should even like work on the evidence. Like the thing is like in less than 24 hours, and I don't even know where to frickin' start. So I asked Spirit like, I know you're there watching. I know you're right here. So what's the next step? How am I supposed to approach this? And this came through. It's labeled as the shadow side. We're going to use a witch's tarot here, and this is the devil card in reverse. So I'm just not going to obsess over things. Like what is like, if I can't get through, I can't get through. And that's just like one other fact to like, okay, moving on. Now what's the next thing to deal with? And then so this came through as I was, I don't know, prepping for this. I got the peak of the Three of Wands in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, the Queen of Wands in reverse, the Page of Swords in reverse, and Strength in reverse. What does this mean? Like the Three of Wands in reverse is, it's like you're the ship. You're the ship. Your ships are here. It's here. It's all here. So I think what they're saying first off is whatever you need is right here, right now. No extras, no bells and whistles. It's all within you. Okay? Because like people get really pissed off regardless of how good they are at what they do in the discernment of things. It's like sometimes you have to learn this. And like if you are another like support figure like executive assistant or whatever, you have to be able to tailor your communications according to the receptivity of others in order to be effective. Your delivery has to be as such as well. So these are all learned items. And the more intuitive you are, the better you are at picking up on those cues. And so with that, it's like when you bombard the courts or certain decision makers with so much information, it ends up working against you. So I already basically did my homework in complying with the interrogatories or interrogatories. People are so very particular about those things. Interrogatories, which are like 40, no, actually 22 items, I think. 21 items. I think that's within law. Anything in excess is going to have to like ask permission from the judge or whatever. But anyway, a form interrogatories, 20 to interrogatories, 21 much, but there's what they're asking for is like lump sum here. It's like a personal audit of your ongoings. And at some point you're also like also at liberty to say like, no, I'm not going to disclose that, or that's too taxing or whatever. And in doing that, you also run the risk of um, being like filed against, like the opposing attorney's lawyer tried to do with me, with pressing charges, like all of that, um, for not complying. And then the set one part was the production of, what is it? Requests for production and investigation of documents and other tangible things. That was 40 something items. And again, the same kind of complexities and the same kind of like bullshit of like your 2022 to, your past 3 years of taxes done. And I'm like, dude, your client has over half of it because we filed jointly. So to ask for these duplicate items is so much it's so much more taxing. Like to get like 50 pages photocopied at like FedEx or UPS, dude, like it could run easily, like whenever I serve documents, it could easily run like 60 bucks and then like postage and all of that. Like on a norm, dude, how much did July's cost me? Over 150. Yeah. Actually, there were several receipts. So it was definitely, I saw one receipt being over $150. And it's like, I barely have enough, I don't have enough money to support myself through this. And so like I've run up my credit, and it's like, well, I don't even know like what am I gonna do with all of that? And so I, like everything that I've done thus far in complying, like the over 20 hours accumulated, well over 20, to put into the assembly of such items. Like I've got to rely on this knowledge. I've got to like, it's all within you. It's all here. Okay. So I'm thinking that whatever I've submitted to these parties is going to be also enough to go on. Like even the presentation of the readiness conference, all of that stuff that I thought was due back then in July, um, it it still can be used as reference points. So if they deem everything is as inadmissible, any additional items, like let's say I put together the three, okay, 2 for the court, 1 for the opposing party, and 1 for myself. So 4 big ass binders. So we're talking about like, I don't know, at least $300 to like get this stuff together overnight, to appear in court with like, I don't know what to expect, if they're going to be able to even accept that. Like I have to run through those measures because nobody in the courts is picking up right now, and we still have X amount of hours before they even close. So like I don't even know what. Okay, there's an energy here. Okay, let's put that right there. All right, who's here? I want to know who's here. That's like, is there anybody like red flag? Oh, the star. So perhaps I have good people here. I don't know. The Chariot in reverse. So maybe people who have star qualities that just came to like park it for a bit, see what's going on. Let's not be too defensive, at all. So, okay, what is it that I do now, Spirit? Can I just go with this and then just like jet and go? And then like while I'm doing stuff, stay on the phone while I hear like this elevator music that's on repeat. Like, I don't know if that's subconsciously going to drive me nuts and make me lose my focus of what I need to do. But I certainly can't focus on the area of protection. Oh, 4 of Pentacles. Take ownership. What's facing it, opened it up to it, was the Empress and 8 of Wands inverted. Okay. So they're basically saying, I'm getting the impression that I take ownership, but that's through communication and holding my ground. Like, but what's already been submitted is already received, basically. So after like 3 or 4 rejections on electronic filing paperwork, like the same thing, like release security, release the security stipulations, I did that. Or it needs to be signed, I did that. Like, I'm telling you, the heartache of having to do it like over and over and over and over and over again, is can drive anybody insane. So let's get some clarity here on whether or not it's like saying that I've communicated all that I need to, the absolute essentials in order to get the point across to the courts. Because like those are like the court steps basically right there within locality. Two of Wands in reverse. There's some missing items here. They can't quite cite. There's still an imbalance here. But there are certain things that are not up for dispute. Is that right? Seven of Wands in reverse would be in, okay, so the Moon card in reverse, intentions. Okay. So something about either a disadvantage. So there's a cutoff point, okay, is what it's saying. So now it's about, because I don't really understand the Seven of Wands in reversal with the intention card, or this is instead of manifestations, it's intentions in reversal. So maybe I need to list out what my intentions are in order to gain the upper hand, because right after it is death and then the Hermit. Really look at all of these things, because it's a freaking mess and like a kind of a nightmare to the courts. It looks like you gotta put more work into it. That's what I'm getting from that. Okay, so what is it that I shall communicate extroverted to them? Like, what am I reading that correctly? Or is it like my frustrations getting to me? Like, okay, what fell in there? Page of Pentacles inverted. It fell over the Empress card in now extroverted. So they said pay attention to your thoughts, because it's like penny for your thoughts, nickel for a kiss, dime if you told, you know, like that kind of thing. So give yourself, like they're saying, like invest in yourself, like penny to me, like, you know, whatever that is, like, so it's penny for your thoughts, like pay attention to your thoughts. Okay, all right, pay attention to my thoughts. So is that true about like the cutoff point, or is that my anxieties? Because that would imply it would be my anxieties coming through. It's like, oh, you know what I noticed? I like, just out of sheer curiosity, because nearly a year ago I did a reading after after they were first introduced to, like, the opposing attorney, like, firm was introduced into the picture. And I read into each and every person, and the person that would be considered a threat is no longer employed by them. Do you know what that means? Like, I was like, you know, like, she wanted to start her own business. I could totally read into these people. And so I just wanted something like kind of to verify it. Okay. And so I checked their website, and there's a way that you can search it and it shows that she's still there. However, when you go into their like actual web page, you can see that she's no longer listed there. And I kind of had a flag for it, because I never saw her in the paperwork again. But yeah, that was yeah, that's so I just know. So penny for your thoughts. What is that supposed to mean, though, Spirit? Like now is not the time to break down. Oh, there's no heartache, okay? So they're saying don't beat yourself up. Okay. There's an Ace of Cups that fell on my left leg, like recipient, and just fell like right there, inverted. So, number one, it's saying, care is an area of replenishment. Like, just basically, consoling, highly abundant. But it's also saying, zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, that my trophy cup, like, like the Gatorade splashes to the world. Remember um, your excitement for life, appreciation for life. Okay. Remember that when you're going through an area of complexities. Okay. But the best way to look at that is to remind yourself of the beautiful part of the collective, to remind yourself that not everything is horrible. That, this is, remember why you are the way you are. Based on how you view the world. Okay. And like it's like very best of aspects, okay, because this is like kind of like rainbow hues, sunset kind of, so that is like, so whenever you fall short, or if somebody like says that you fall short, and if there's like no forgiving aspect in it, there's no sense of bitterness with this learned lesson. There's no sense of resentment about who the messenger is in conveying this decision. Let's say it's a judge and they have to like convey certain things in a non-biased fashion, which is like what they're, employed to do. That's what they're entrusted to do. However, there's like a new hybrid of uh of leagues here, in which it doesn't imply that they need to be absolutely heartless or very snippy, like there's something, there's like a good balance here. There's like a new hope is basically what I'm hearing. So I don't even know what to expect. And part of that is like a wonderful, wonderful good thing. But number one, do not beat yourself up over it. Pay attention to your thoughts. And three, remember that you're getting replenishment from the universes, and like you're given huge accolades. Like, here, just take a second. It doesn't mean like have a cocktail or whatever. It just means like seriously, just know that you're supported. Okay. But also remember why you are, like, how you are because of the beauty that you've seen. Like, some of the stuff that, like, the best parts of us are self-learned. It's like, you gotta give it up to yourself. Come on. Okay. What fell in front of me? Oh, 2 of Cups. Are you kidding me? That's wonderful. Cheers. For sure. Committed. Oh my gosh. Queen of Swords on the bottom. The wonderful thing about speaking the truth and having such clarity with, like, like, you don't have to like stand up to every occasion, okay? But you can still like set the tone. So when you're living in that kind of energy, you're also attracting that kind of energy. So your balanced relationships are also like, their networks are also balanced. So it's like, here, wait, how does it, like, kind of like that? So it's like, what, come at me, because I have this is my crew, who is like a network within a network within a network. Like, this is impact upon impacts. So it's like self-sustaining. Yeah, self-sustaining the atmosphere. Ace of Wands in reverse. So yeah, it's kind of putting that magic, like the abracadabra, like, into practical usage, like making it a point. So it's like, what do you call it? Rather than pointing it at anybody else, It's just like doing what we can, applying it to local structures. And with that, inevitably, all sentience is affected. Bottom of the deck, Page of Wands in reverse. So yeah, that's definitely saying it. Like your inner child is like, you don't need to like go trigger happy with your wand, okay? A lot of baby witches will definitely like need to hear that. I mean, like, I can't think of like certain instances that I can divulge right now, but that's 100%. So we've been here for about 20 minutes. We're going to cut the deck and we're going to be good with this, okay? Yes. King of Cups. Yep. So, this is okay. Jesus Christ is here. Special, what? Special? Spirit and cash. Just like, so just watching out for us. Oh, it cut to another area, which is Knight of Wands in reverse. Yep. Okay. So Jesus Christ is like playing the field with us here. So, yeah. Yeah. There are certain things that are happening that are just like we're not seeing like with our naked eyes. So, yeah, that's it for now. Dude, I'm so curious. I'm so curious. Shoot. Okay. Okay, I don't understand those parts. Like, I'd have to really read into everything. Okay, so there's... Okay, all right. So I'm seeing a blend. It's a build of 2 different stories. Hey. Hi. A blend of 2 different stories. So these are like character bios almost, like what's happening with each. So that's what I'm gonna leave it with. Yeah. There's yeah. So we're not celebrating too early. What we're doing is we have some directives here that are clear. And I think that's all for now. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks very much to my, thank you. But now that this reading is officially over, upon closing all portals, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine, with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with this rollout of sequences. Okay, follow the highest good. And light and love, I close all portals. Blanket statement. Oh, that's previous. No.